All right, family. Peace. Welcome once again. I'm your brother Tyrain L. Welcome to Divine Forex. And this week we're going to take another look at the markets. We like to do our weekly analysis. So let's see what we're looking at for the week. So let's go ahead on and go over to our MetaTrader 4. Let's see here. MetaTrader 4. Okay, bam, here we go. All right. Make sure you can see my screen. Yes, here we go. Bam. So we're going to take a quick run through our pairs for the week. 28 pairs. We're going to run through them on a weekly chart and see if we have anything that we may be able to get in for the week. And I already do have something, but I'm going to run through these real quick and then I'll point out the ones that we're looking at. So we're going to run through these real quick. Not a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time to do this. I really recommend setting up an algorithm and run through it during the beginning of the week. So this is a pair USD Swiss that we have a strong buy for the week on this. Now I'm actually already in this trade. I'm down about 50 bucks. Hoping this will go my way. I have a very tight stop loss. I could end up stopping out and maybe getting back in during the week, but we'll go and look at this in trading view. So we're going to pull up trading view and I will show you what we're looking at on this pair. Okay, so once that we see that we possibly have a move on our algorithm, we're going to go in here. So this is USD Swiss. So let's go to USD Swiss on forex.com. And what we're going to do is, because this is the weekly, we're going to take a look at our weekly chart. And let me get rid of this stuff. All right. So now what I was looking at is this wick. And I was hoping that this wick would be the wick for the week and we would go up from here. It had started to push up. I got in right around here and was hoping that, and I put my stop loss right below the bottom of this wick. Because I had such a strong buy, I was thinking this could be the wick for the week, for lack of better terms, right? So we all gonna have we're on the weekly. As you can see, this is once it wicks, that's it. That's the low for the week, and it just went up from there. So I was kind of hoping we get some of that same action. It could come back down below it, but this is one that I'm already in with the hopes that hey, we got this for the week because I had a strong buy signal. But if we go down to the daily, which is what we trade anyway, and we look at the zones, because this is what we like to do. Ideally, once we identify a trade, we want to box it in. So we have a zone here at the bottom, and we'll just make these red for the daily. And then we have a zone here, bam, and this would be our box in. We can box this in here. So now the price is literally boxed in on a daily, right? Between here and here. So we know it's either going to go up or down. Obviously, hoping to break this zone. If it breaks below this zone, then it's definitely going to probably drop. Now we're in the downtrend, but I feel like this is on the way up. Strong indicators. If we go down to 4 hour, and what I like to do then is box it in on 4 hours. So on the 4 hour, we got, and I'll just do a line for this. Um, so we want to go here, and my stop loss is right below here. So this is kind of where we're looking at, and then we have another zone here. We can draw a line here. And we know zones are not just a line, but we like to do this to get an idea. So now we got it boxed in on the 4 hour. So if we're looking at the way that this is formulating, because we already got this long wick here on the 4 hour, right? And this is for the 4 hour. It's 8:30 now. So we haven't gotten our second 4 hour candle yet for the day. So that'll start in about 30, about 22 minutes to be exact. So with this, when you notice you have this push up and this long wick, it represents a rejection. So I'm hoping that this is the rejection to bring us up. Um, Obviously, it could reverse and come back down, but we're keeping our eye on this, and we're gonna look at this from this standpoint. We got a nice strong buy, bullish candle. This was a stop hunt right here, as you can see. It's came in and took a lot of people out, but this I've been eyeing this for over a week, and I made money on this last week, and then I got out. So I'm hoping to make money on this again this week. And this is looking like we may have a reversal on the higher time frame. So this is what we're looking at, and this is where we got it boxed in at. I would, if it breaks this zone here on the 4 hour, then we should definitely be looking really good. And I would say probably go right about here. Be a nice little zone. We'll make that yellow for the 4 hour. So this is the zone it has to get through, and then it has to get through this zone here. So this is what we're looking for. We're already in it. You could buy on this, or you can wait till tomorrow and see if it pulls back down here somewhere, and then possibly get in again. This is definitely a powerful trade that we're looking for this week, and we're gonna keep an eye on it. So this is what we like to do, guys. Once we identify, we then box it in on the daily, box it in again on the 4 hour, and then obviously we're looking for it to break this retest, keep going forward. Um, Most people know break and retest. That's what we've been doing forever, right? Just looking for it to break a zone and then touch that zone and keep going forward. And this would be the zone, another zone here on the 4 hour. So, I mean, if it breaks here, and this would ideally be a great place for your stop loss below this zone. I made mine a little tighter. So, let's see. You're looking at, I think I had a 20 pip stop loss. Yeah. So my stop loss was below the, if you go to the weekly, my stop loss was right below here. So, the weekly, and at about 22 pips or so. And ideally, we would like it to at least come up to here. But again, we're going to keep an eye on this and see if this is a true reversal. So this is the one we're watching, guys. Keep an eye on it for the week. All right, let's go back to our MetaTrader 4 algorithm. And let's see here. All right. As you can see on the daily, we went up for a couple days and I was able to make money off of this. Looks like we're about to come back down some. 4 hour, up and down. Let's see, 1 hour. Mm, Going to the lower time frames. The 4 hours we'll be waiting on. This is really kind of consolidating, so we'll see. But the good thing is we have this moving average. Oh, and let me show y'all one more thing while I'm thinking about it. So this is my moving average system that I use. 5 moving averages. So we have the 800, the 200, the yellow is the 50, the blue is the 21, and the red is the 9. So on the weekly, we haven't even gotten past the 9 yet. So once it breaks that, that's definitely a good sign. But on the daily, as you can see, we got a cross, which is a good indication that this could be going up. Obviously, that could change, but once we got the red on the top and the blue on the bottom, that's a great indication that we could be going up. And then we go on the 4 hour. And as you can see in the 4 hour, we're actually stuck between the 50 and we got the 9 and the 21. It's kind of in this range. So it really needs to break this to really get to the next level. And then it still has to get past this 200 moving average. And that's on the 4 hour. 1 hour, as you can see, man, if we shoot up in the next hour, then we'll be looking good, but we still got to get past the 50. 15 minutes, kind of consolidating. Nice little dip. And now you see it's consolidating. So we'll keep our eye on it, but the moving averages is, especially on the daily, is what we use. Guys, again, guys, we trade the daily time frame, not the monthly or the weekly, but we do look at the weekly, and if we see an opportunity, we will get in. But ideally, we trade the daily. So this is the pair we're looking at. Let me go to the other pair that we're looking at, and I'm not going to be on here long, guys. I'm already in USD Swiss, and I have a buy on that. So what it looks like, because all the Swiss pairs, well, not all of them, but a few of them I'm having a buy. Let's see. USD Swiss, where is that at? USD Swiss right here. Oh, okay. So on USD Swiss, on the this is on the weekly, I have a buy signal, and on the daily is kind of the same. It's very similar to GBP Swiss. If you notice, USD Swiss. This is USD Swiss, and then we'll go to GBP Swiss on the weekly. So this one still looks like it has some more momentum going down, but we got a strong buy. Let's see on the daily, we got a buy, and that's on GBP Swiss. So it looks so basically what this means is that right, it's going to take more Swiss francs, right? If it goes up, that means it's going to take more francs to buy British pound or US dollar. Right. So that means the Swiss franc is losing some momentum in buying power. Okay. Or it means that US dollar and British pound are gaining buying power. Okay. So these are the two pair we're looking at. So let me go ahead on and look at USD Swiss. Since we looked at actually we did look at USD Swiss. Let's look at GBP Swiss. So GBP Swiss is another one. We have a buy on the daily and a buy on the weekly. So let's look at that on GBP Swiss. And let me share my screen. Okay, perfect. So GBP Swiss, hold on, let me get rid of this. Go to a clean chart. Get rid of all this stuff on here. All right, bam, here we go. So this is the weekly. Now, if you notice, this last candle is showing some indecision. Doesn't know whether it wants to go up or down, but we got a strong signal for the buy overall. Let's see, this is the daily. And so we can look and see. If we look at the daily, we can draw up a couple zones here. So the first thing is we're going to go with this zone here. This is on the daily. And then we got another zone above. Let's see here. All right. Bam. So we got this boxed in, guys. So this is the box in on the daily. You can then go down to the 4 hour and possibly box in again with just a line. You got a yellow line here. We can do a yellow line here. So now it's boxed in on the daily and on the 4 hour. And so we're waiting for it to break one of these zones. We can then add our indicators, which are 5 different moving averages. And this is going to give us an indication of what we're looking at. And we like to go to the daily. And as you can see, guys, it broke the nine moving average, which is the red line, and then it broke right back below it. So I still feel that this is a strong buy. I believe that this was just to take all of those buyers out, because I actually was in this and made money last week on this, and then when it dropped, I got out, and I ended up I should have got out here. I could have took profit, but I didn't, because I thought it was gonna keep. I didn't think it was gonna pull back this much, and I ended up getting out, like losing some of my profit, but not taking a loss. So I basically um hit my stop profit. Right, I had already adjusted my stop loss, so I didn't take a loss, but I believe this was just a pull on liquidity, just to get all of those buyers in who they know bought, and they put their stop loss right below here. They just came and snatched that money right up for it to continue to go up. But obviously, anything could happen. It could turn around, right? But this is what I'm looking at for the week. So these are strong, strong options. Again, the Divine Forex, we meet every Sunday. If you're interested, reach out, Tyrane.com. If you want to know your purpose for being here, any questions about what you got going on in your life, reach out. Men lie, women lie, numbers do, numbers don't. You know what we do with the numbers. Been doing this for over 12 years with the numbers. Been trading for about 6 years, profitable. Um, just trying to get to that next level as everybody else. Some great prop firms out here. I'm gonna be doing a couple of challenges, um, and taking. I actually found one that does $1 million. So, you know, it's about to be a game changer. One of my students, my members, they just passed the $1 million prop firm challenge. So I think it's like 400 a month, and you get access to $1 million. So one of my members just passed that, and so shout out to Will, Big Will, Ill Will, doing his thing. Yeah, man, just we over here winning, man. It's a great feeling, to be a part of a community where we all, get together and build on things that are of interest to us. And we focus again on health, wealth, and knowledge of self, knowing about who we are and our divine purpose through math, through numbers, which is math, right? We deal with the Forex, we deal with the credit, and we deal with the internal martial arts to gain up and build up our chi, our energy, and to try to strive to live a healthy lifestyle. This is like a support group for everybody, right? Including myself, right? So thank y'all for tuning in. Anybody want to reach out to me, be more than happy to reach out on Tyrane.com. Let's get to it. Another week. Time to get to the money. Peace.